Alright guys, welcome to another game. Right now we have st4rk down here in blue playing as Mines, matching up against his opponent down here, Loser, who is playing as Huns. So naturally, Huns do have an advantage over Mines as they are pretty heavily cavalry. Well, not really a cavalry civilization, they're more of a cavalry archer civilization, honestly. But they can get paladins, which is going to force him to go out of... He can't really spam plummet archers, because that's really just not going to help against any kind of cavalry. So going knights in this game could prove extremely valuable. So let's have a look at the surroundings quickly before I decide to launch into some other stuff I can chat about. Back gold there, we have a back stone as well. So he's got all his resources quite safely in there. Going to be able to wall this section off extremely easy actually. And he's going to be able to contain 2 gold piles, 2 stone piles, a relic, 2 relics there. He actually has a great location. Jumping down to Loser, however, his gold is forward. He has 1 back gold down here, however, it doesn't look like it'll take too much to wall off, but those wolves there could be a pest. And he has 1 relic down here, and 1 right in the corner here. Not a nice position for gold. So he does have 2 back golds, but it is going to take a lot more to wall off than it is going to take st4rk. So now for what I really wanted to talk about. I believe I did post a bulletin on this earlier, but if anybody else wants to get into AoE2 commentating, or AoC, it depends how you look at it, AoE2 for those who think it's Age of Conan, of course. But if you do want to get into it, hit me up. You can email me quite easily. I'm pretty much on every day, so I do respond quite quickly. And I can set you up with pretty much all the programs I started out with. It's all pretty much free. Naturally, though, Fraps is a better program to use, as you can see by my little red numbers down there. But Fraps is a better program to use. It's not that expensive in the long run, so make sure if you're going to get it that you do want to do it. I believe there are programs that like Hypercam and things like that you can use just to record your desktop. But it's up to you, essentially, what programs to use. So let me know what you guys think about that. If you want anything done, let me know. And oh, yes, I've had a shave, too. Shouldn't be as seedy as I was in the last video. If anyone points that out between the time that goes up and this one goes up, you're either valuing my appearance too much, or you've got it on a big screen, so you can see my face down there in that little box. So either way, you've got good attention to detail, or you have a massive TV, so congrats on probably both, honestly. If you have both, that's a good effort. So what do we have? From st4rk, we're on 15 villages now. Got that boar in, so that's the first one in. Got his lumber camp up with 4 villages, putting that mill up there, which is going to allow him to advance up to the feudal age. And doesn't look like we might see a drush. I wouldn't be expecting one, though. He has done loom, which means he's going to have to mine that little bit of extra gold if he wants to. And what do we have going on down here for Loser? We have not much either. We have 5 villages there. We have quite a few down here. Is he on his second boar? Can't exactly tell. I think he's still on his first. Where do we have another boar? There we do. We have a boar here. I didn't even really need to look for it, but still on his first boar. Eagle Warrior is moving out now to scout for his opponent. Scout being used there as well. Let's see how much scouting we have done. st4rk are doing very well there, scouting that off. And what do we have for Lulza? Lulza down here, still scouting his base, so he hasn't gone out to his opponents yet. He doesn't really know where he is, but we can say that Lulza is going for the drush. It means he's had to mine that little bit of extra gold, and he's still continuing to mine gold. So we might even see the man-at-arms upgrade on point if we're not in luck. We do have a extra barracks up here, though. Well, not an extra barracks, but a barracks up here for st4rk, so we can expect to see some Dark Age combat at this stage. We have the scout going forward with both the militia. And it looks like these militia here are going to have to run back. Being attacked by that wolf, though. Not going to do a lot of damage, but it is going to do some. Trying to wall off here, but if he's not careful with these villages, he can lose them. And losing villages this early in the game is extremely bad. And we have a 4th militia coming over there. No gold for Lulza at all. So that's what that extra one there was for. And it looks like we're going to see some villager combat here. As I always say, Dark Age rushing, the goal is not to kill villagers. If you do, it's a bonus. The goal is to do exactly what's happening here. Lure these villagers as far away from possible and stop their gathering time. Essentially, it's having 4 less villagers or having 4 idle villagers. Looks like this wall off is going to be done just in time there. And we are attacking these deer, though, so killing off that hunt there, that is going to hurt a lot. Looks like we have a second stack of wall coming up there, so that is going to be extremely dangerous when it comes down. Lulza not in the feudal age yet, however, st4rk has not started advancing. He is on 35 population, though, so he is going to be absolutely destroying that economy at this stage, really. Luzza going up to feudal age, so he's going to have access to lots of other units. Now he's going to have access to archery range units, as well as spearmen, and as well as scout cavalry at this stage. Looks like that was a very unsuccessful there for Stark. Stark is down by quite a bit at the moment, actually. I hope he's going up. He is going up, he's halfway there. Means he does have quite a good economy behind him. 31 population for Stark, 33. But we do have, Luzza is going to castle age already. He is fast castling at this point. Can't believe I forgot to put the game timer up. I am so sorry about that. But continuing to go, he is going to get up into the castle quite quickly, actually. So this is going to be quite, especially for Huns. He's going to be able to go for castle age. He's going to be able to either go knights, which are going to be very effective as a plummet archer, or he's going to be able to go for cavalry archers, which is a Huns pretty much a default unit. Stonewall coming up here, so it looks like Stark is going to be able to hold this off. But once we get a siege workshop up down here from Luzza, it's going to be game on. Come on, bring this down. Losing that first little bit there. And not really that much else to do at this point. He's just going to have to sit tight and hope he can get up here. And what do we expect here? Are we going to see... There we go. So Castle Age is done. Are we going to see a town center? Are we going to see a boom? Are we going to see a cavalry archer rush? What are we going to see? Cavalry archer, cavalry archer, cavalry archer. Looks like we are going to be seeing cavalry archers, guys. And this is quite a quick time, especially considering he got that drush in there. Kept those militia alive as long as possible. One surviving there on 1 HP. Definitely a good effort there. What do we have? We have a villager moving forward, so we can expect to see a siege workshop right now. This is going to be extremely good play if he manages to pull this off. Come on, do something with that villager. I know he does need the extra wood count there, but there's not going to be a lot he can do. He's going to be able to stop his opponent walling at this stage too by putting these cavalry archers up, unless his opponent decides to wall further down here. But that is going to hurt his gold mine. RVK Stark only going up into Castle Age now, so we do have quite a bit of an advantage there for Luzza. And Siege Workshop is going up, so we can expect to see a battering ram, maybe even a mangonel at this point. Battering ram would be extremely effective, as that castle there is going to cause a lot of trouble. Especially if he comes in around here, it's going to be forced to have to move past this castle. And as we know, castles do a hell of a lot of damage. What are we going to see down here? Are we going to see a battering ram? Mangonel being created there. Mangonel should not be able to outrange this town center, this castle at this point. So he is going to be forced to get a battering ram out as well, if he wants to get in here and do the damage. But he can always run cavalry archers through, going to be able to get up here, going to be able to do a lot of damage. However, if that does happen, it means that he's going to lose a lot coming through, honestly, and I wouldn't consider it worth it. And this mangonel might go down, honestly. Unless, oh, he might be trying to kill, if he kills off at these houses here, he's going to be able to come around the back. And doing that, look there, we can see that Stark's already realized this. He is going for the wall off down over here. That's quite quickly, that's quite a good job, honestly. He is playing very on the ball right now. However, he has walled himself in, giving complete control of the map to Luzza. He may be behind in points, but he's going to be able to absolutely destroy this when it comes down to it. Looks like he has lost his mangonel, and we aren't seeing a battering ram yet, which means he's not going for the kill at this point. He just wants to sit tight, do what damage he can, but we are seeing a dangerous amount of plummeted archers being massed right now. And oh, that is going to hurt. If he managed to trap him in there, that could have been extremely hurtful towards Luzza. However, Stark is doing remarkably well coming back from this. Like I said, he does have 2 golds inside his base, so he is going to be able to do quite a lot of damage, and he does have those 2 stones, which means he's going to be able to sit here for a fair amount of time and not do too much damage. However, we do see these plummet archers coming down for Stark right now, going to be able to destroy, well, kill off a lot of villagers at this stage, honestly. If he doesn't micro well enough, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Does it look like this tower is going to be able to fend off a few of these archers, though. Whether or not he's going to kill many off, I don't know. And another mangonel there. Second castle coming up for Stark there. So Stark is getting really into this. He wants to see these castles up. And that mangonel is not going to be able to do much. Going to be able to defend this gold source quite well with these castles. But as you can see, it is touching that, which means he is losing a lot of surface area when it comes down to it. So I'm surprised we haven't seen a battering ram yet. Honestly, battering ram would have been the way to go. But there's not really a lot he could have done about it. We do have these plummet archers still in this base though. And what do we see there? We see another town center coming up. So what are we on? We are on 3 town centers by the look of it. So Stark is doing remarkably well here coming back, I would say, especially because his opponent got into the castle edge a lot quicker, going to be able to do a lot of damage considering what he's got. He's forced Luzza to come back down to his base and try and defend it with these cavalry archers. During that time, he's just going to boom his economy, continue to pump out those plummet archers, and continue to just harass down here as much as possible. He's currently up by 500 points, so he's doing quite well, honestly, and I've got an itchy leg. going to push this off. Skirmishes being created down here for Luzza. So either Luzza is starting to be in trouble or he's running very low on gold. We are spectating Luzza at the moment. He's at 400 gold, which isn't too bad. He does have quite a bit in the stockpile though, which means he's not out of it. But skirmishes, of course, are the natural response to plummet archers, as well as you can see knights sometimes too. However, knights are not as always effective because these archers here, they can just back up against something and they'll be able to get as much damage as possible. And if they're on the hill, backed up into something, you're in a lot of trouble. So plummet archers just continually streaming out of Stark's base. Stark up by 400 points at this stage, so going to be able to continue just booming his economy and continuing to pump out these plummet archers. Like I said, he doesn't have a lot that's holding him back at this point. If he decides to get some siege out, or if he ages up, he's going to be in complete control. And 800 gold there actually, so he might be going for the age up. I don't know here. If he does, this would be extremely interesting, because it means that the Luzza is going to be down by quite a bit. And both players actually on over 1,000 gold right now, so either they're not being able to pump out the units in fast enough, or both players are just saving up at this point. Both might be going for the Imperial Age actually. If we get this into an Imperial Age war, this could be very interesting. Losing a villager there too actually going to hurt quite a bit. This wall off is being done though, and it looks like Luzza is walling off quite a lot of the map honestly. Going to have to get those villages moving quite quickly. And we do have a lot of plummet archers down here, especially with that +1 defense there on the advance. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage to these cavalry archers, honestly. Cavalry archers still on 50 HP. Bloodlines has not been done. We do have fletching for both players and only sitting on 1 armor upgrade each. Another armor upgrade at this point could prove to be invaluable. We do have a university coming up now, so we can either be seeing the ballistics research or Imperial Age going to be done very quickly, or both in fact actually. Stark is going to Imperial Age, he's halfway there, so once these go up to Elite Plummeter Archers and he gets that final Bracer upgrade, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage, and it might just be a good game for Luzza actually. We do have just units streaming across the map, literally if we follow this back now, we have units streaming across the map for Stark though, going to be able to push in here if he can keep this section here open. And it looks like he's getting game enough to go up here. However, we do have a wall off coming down here for Luzza, and I don't think that Stark is going to be on there quick enough. However, this section of wall down here has not been completed yet, so he can sneak around here if he wants to. This section over here, though, completely done. Might be able to sneak around the back there, actually. Can't really tell. And we have Stark going to the Imperial Age, so what are we going to see from Stark? Let's have a look. We have no Elite Plumed Archer being done yet. Where is your Blacksmith? There we go. Bracer is done, and I'm going to keep an eye on you just to see if we can see if you go Elite or not. And we do have quite a big fight going down here between all the archer units, and it does look like that, yep, Luzza is going down. He just lost all of his archers there due to just the fact that these plummeted archers are so good. And we just have Luzza there saying it's so hard to micro, and Stark's response there is just a ... And still not walling this off properly. I think Luzza has made a big mistake here. He hasn't walled this section here off. Unless he walls this off, those plummet archers are just going to be able to come around here and just absolutely destroy. No Elite Plummet Archer yet though, but we do have Luz going up into the Imperial Age. So continuing to wall this off, it looks like this piece of wall here is going to go down to Plummet Archers. Nothing worse that, but continuing to wall spam here. So honestly, it could be a good idea if Stark gets a mangonel or two up here just to stop those villagers actually trying to just wall spam. Because nobody likes a wall spammer, I will say it. It just annoys the hell out of everybody. It's pretty much just prolonging your death. And these villagers are just getting smashed down. No Elite Plummet Archer still. I'm concerned that we haven't seen it so far, but just being able to continually produce these Plummet Archers, it's always a good sign. Doesn't have enough stone there though to go for another castle. But we do have 4 castles actually up at the moment. I didn't realize there was an extra 2 down here. And Elite Plummet Archer is being done right now. So it does look like Luzza is going to be in a lot of trouble. Losing so many villages there. That is really going to hurt him in the long run there. And gold mine coming up down over here for Stark. Looks like those villagers are going to miss this one here. What this villager over here is doing, I don't know. Going for a stable, so obviously he might actually go for paladins at this stage. If he manages to get some paladins out, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. And we do have st4rk coming into Loz's base. st4rk is up by 2,700 points at this stage, so he is going to be able to do a lot of damage. But trapping these plummet archers here is going to do damage because they are getting stuck between this town center. Ideally, not a nice place to get stuck, but it does look like they are going to be able to push through here with that 2+ armor upgrade. And there we go, Loz going for the good game there. Game well played. Good idea coming out with this stable here, however, I don't think it is going to happen. Good game back there from st4rk, so we're just waiting for them to hit the resign button at this stage. There we go, game over. Very well played by st4rk, being able to hold that off. I am very sorry I didn't put that game timer up, but you know, at this stage it's either do you want a game or do you want the game timer up tomorrow. That's pretty much what it is, because I don't really have time to shoot another one at the moment. So thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. Remember as well, if you need help starting out with Age of Empires commentating, hit me up. I'm definitely available to help you out. So thanks for watching.